Hello, 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 my friends. Hey, do you know, and I'm sure you do, that buying a home is one of the biggest milestones in most people's lives, besides, of course, family and special events. But it also comes with more unknowns than most people expect. Now, a lot of times you're going to hear about interest rates being so important and pre approvals and listings on the market, but there are more insider tips and hidden truths that can make or break your experience. So, Rob Rosa here is going to share 5 things no one tells you about buying a home, but you'll be glad you knew. So, let's get started. All right, number one, your pre-approval isn't a blank check, right? You want to make sure you are careful because just because you might be pre-approved for a certain amount doesn't mean you should spend all of it. And it might mean the difference between you being comfortable every month, not being stressed out, and making sure that you have a smart budget in case there are any emergencies. So be careful with that one. Now, number two, which a lot of people don't know this, the best homes aren't always the ones you see online, especially with Zillow. Because some of these websites like Zillow, they're showing fake listings, and I'm not trying to make any certain disparaging comments, but I am telling the truth. They don't want to show, in many cases, coming soon listings. They will not show off market properties. They will not even show properties that are getting ready to come on the market, and you can get prepared to get your finances straight and get a good real estate agent like myself prepared for you, unlocking opportunities. So as soon as the seller is ready to show, you will be ready. Now, number three about some of the hidden truths when buying is that the real cost isn't just the price tag. So many of us, we're going to focus on the purchase price, the purchase price, the purchase price. And yes, of course, that does make a difference. But guess what plays a huge role as well? Property taxes, insurance, maintenance, utilities, and maybe even some common interest community fees or HOA fees. So a good real estate agent like myself, right, is going to help you calculate what you can truly afford, get in touch with your lender if that's what we need to do, and not just look at the regular mortgage payment, but what are all the other factors that coincide with that. Let's get ready for number 4 and 5. All right, my friends, we have 2 more to go. So, number 4, you'll know it's the one by how you feel. No, falling in love with a home, that's very, very emotional. And in many cases, people forget, right, how to make sure that negotiations go correctly, how to make sure that you are not losing an opportunity and that you're thinking straight, right? So a great agent like myself, right, will help you separate the emotion from negotiation. And it goes both ways. Sometimes buyers are just so in love with the home that they'll just give everything they can and they don't care. And other times, maybe, and I had this happen to me recently. A quick little story is we made an offer on a condo and the seller said, you know what, we'll take your offer. We just want $3,000 more for the deposit to make us feel more comfortable because we have to move our furniture. And so if something happens. And this buyer was actually on the other end of the spectrum and was like, what are you, crazy? What are they talking about? I gave them what they wanted. And I'm like, listen, that deposit money will go towards the purchase price or will go towards your closing costs. And you do have plenty of money. We knew their finances. So what's the big deal? Because this buyer expected the seller to take their very first offer and not do any negotiating. But you know what? We have to stay logical. And sometimes negotiating is what we do. And hopefully that's most of the time what we do, because I love it and I want to get you the most money possible. Right. Now, number 5, timing the market really works. Yes, my friends, this is not the stock market. This is not crypto. And guess what? The truth of the matter is that when it's time for you, when you feel like you're financially ready, when you find that home that aligns with your wants and your needs and your goals, don't worry about the market, because that house is probably still not going to be available when the market dips and so forth. And I can tell you one of the things, and it sounds like a blanket point, but it kind of is: the best time to buy is now. And really, why is that? Well, I can tell you over my past almost 25 years of experience is that 5 years ago, guess what happened? Home prices were lower. And 5 years before that, around 2015, guess what? Home prices were lower. And 5 years before that, around 2010, guess what? Home prices were lower. Now, of course, there's little ebbs and flows throughout the long term, but over the long term, you are going to have the best scenario possible by buying now. You're most likely going to live happier. You're going to stop paying landlords all kinds of extra money that goes right out the window, right? And you're going to be able to build a financial portfolio for yourself. So, with that in mind, my friends, hopefully you enjoyed the 5 hidden secrets when buying a home. And this is Rob Rosa, hopefully your favorite real estate broker. Signing out, my friends. God bless you, and I hope you have an awesome day.